All right, shh. We are looking at interpreting box and whisker plots. You should have this out in front of you with a pen or pencil in your hand. You're writing this down. Okay, for questions 1 through 5, refer to the box and whisker graph below, which shows the test results of a math class. Okay, so, no. We've got 38 being the smallest percentage, 102 being the biggest percentage. It looks like the majority of my information is in here. 88% was the median. 72% was the first quartile. 96% is the third quartile. Shh. Okay. So we're going to answer what's the highest score on the test. So what was the highest score on the test when you look at this? 102. Okay. What percentage of the class scored above a 72? So what percent is all of this? So here's 72. What percent of the class is above 72? Buddy and Gavin, please leave each other alone. How do we know that? So apparently we got to go back and talk about with a box and whisker plot. Each of these quartiles, quartile means what? What do you think quartile means? It's got a quadrant. So quadrant also means what? How many of them are there?
2, 4.
4, because quad like a four-wheeler. Okay, quad. So if you have 100% of the data here, what do you think each of these quadrants has? How many percent? A quarter, 25% of it. So how much is this part? This is 1 quarter. This is 2 quarter. This is 3 quarters. So 75% scored above 72. Okay, so your box and whisker plot divides everything into 4 quarters. This is 1 quarter of your data. 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 It says, what percent of the class scored above 72? There's 1, 2, 3 quarters, so that's 75%.
So you don't add the other one?
Nope, because it says above 72.
Right.
But this is a quarter. This is 1 quarter. This is 2 quarters. This is 3 quarters. So 3 quarters is 75%. So not scored or 75%, right? But scored above 72. How many, what percent scored over 72? Okay. All right. What is the median score on the test? Which one of these numbers up here is the median? 88. Good. What percent of this class scored between an 88 and a 96? That is correct, 25%. Okay. Do you think that the test was too hard for the students?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
Half of them failed it. What do you think failing grade is? A quarter of them failed it. So that's what you can say. You can say it's too hard. Did a quarter of them fail it?
No.
What's failing?
60% lower. Or 59.
That's a 38.
Yes, so 38 is failing, but a quarter of them got below a 72. Is 72% failing?
No.
No. So it's too hard because a quarter got below 72%. You can write, but you can't say failing. We don't have anything in here for how many percent failed. We just know that they scored between 38 and 72. Okay, you ready to do another one like that? So, I think sometimes it might be harder to understand than what we've done, but I think it takes less time than actually making one of these, right? I didn't have to add up all the data, divide how much there is. Kelly, do me a favor, would you shut the blinds?
No,
There's like a thing on the other side. Okay. So, we are looking at 7 through 10. Do you see it? It's on the side, there's like a twist. Thank you. Okay. So, oh, that didn't work. figure out where the light was coming from, obviously. All right. 7 through 10 refers to the box and whisker plot graph and shows how much time was spent per night on homework for sophomore classes at a certain high school during September. Average minute per night spent on homework. Spent from 0 to 190. Okay? What percent of the sophomores spent more than 60 minutes on homework? More than 60. 25%. Shh. This is being recorded right now. I would really appreciate it if we do not swear during my class. Thank you. Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to try to do this in colors, and I think this will make more sense. Okay. Right here, that's 25% of my data. Right here, that's another 25% of my data, right? Right here, shh, that's another 25% of my data. And right here, this is another 25% of my data.
I was so confused. I thought you were doing it based off the lines. And I was like,
No. Does this make, is it better now when I did that colors? Okay.
so you had this up because
25%, only this much, was over 60%, was 60 minutes. What is the range of time that the middle 50% of the sophomores spend on homework? What's the range for the middle 50%? 20 to 48 minutes is just 25%. I want the middle 50. 20 to 60 minutes. Okay, go. Leave my room. You guys can go to the office. Goodbye. I'm not kidding. Go. I'm in the middle of doing this right now. Goodbye. Okay. Shh. Okay. How many sophomores do not do homework? Okay, how did we get 20 to 60? Because it says the middle 50%, correct? So, right here, this yellow part is the last 25, correct? This orange part here is the upper 25. So that means there's 50% left in the middle. And they said the middle 50%. So it's got to be between 20 and 60, which is 40 minutes. So that's the range. How many sophomores don't do any homework at all? We can't tell. This doesn't tell me. It's at 0 to 20, 25% do between 0 and 20, but it doesn't tell me what the percentages of people that do 0. I'm teaching over here. You should be looking over here, paying attention. So we can't tell because we know 25% do 0 to 20, but we don't know how many don't do anything at all. Yes. It's also on your paper. What percent of sophomores spend less than 20 minutes per night on homework? 20 minutes or less. 20 minutes or less. 25%. If it asked us, Aaron, like the number of kids that did it, you couldn't tell because we don't know how big the population of the sophomores are. But because it's between, it says 20 or less, we know it can fit right there. Where we don't know how much percentage is under 0. Does that make sense? Okay. It's a little bit weird. All right, let's turn it over. For questions 12 to 23, refer to the box and whisker graph below that compares homework time per night with TV time per night for the same group of sophomores. This is my problem in life. I would much rather watch TV than do my homework, to be honest. And I try to do it with the television on, which does not work. Okay, so 0 to 20, 20 to 48, 48 to 60, 60 to 190 do homework. 0 to 15 minutes. Who watches 15 minutes or less of TV? Just going to say. Okay. Right. 15 to, maybe it's a YouTube video. I don't know. 15 to 60. 60 to 110 and 110 to 225. Okay. What percent of sophomores watch TV for at least 15 minutes per night? So remember, it's divided up into quarters. So how many quarters are there between 15 and 225? What do we got, guys? 3 quarters, and how much percentage that? 75%. Good, Aaron. What is
Which one are we using?
this? It's asked us about TV, so we use the TV one. Okay.
Gotcha.
What is the third quartile for the TV time data? What is the third quartile? 110. First quartile, second quartile, third quartile. Okay. Is it more common for a sophomore at this high school to spend more than 1 hour on homework or more than 1 hour on TV? Explain. Okay, so let's think about this. This percentage watches more than an hour of TV, but only this percentage does homework. So that yellow, how much percentage is the yellow?
50.
Try again. 50. How much percentage is the green? 25. There we go. So they spend more time watching TV. More time watching TV. %, watch an hour or more. Only 25% do homework for over an hour. Do homework in an hour or more. How many of you do homework for an hour? Okay. How much time do you guys think you average spend doing homework? Yeah. How much time do you guys think you spend doing homework?
Depends on how much I have.
You try to do it all in class? Yeah.
I usually
For questions 15 through 23, identify if each statement is true, false, or cannot be determined. I have to say, for this class, because I have to like make all these sheets and do all the answer keys for all these sheets, right? So it's kind of like my homework where I grade all your tests. If I don't have a test to grade, I spend probably 2 hours a week preparing for this class. And then if I have a test to grade, that's another hour for the week. So 2 hours. I don't usually do it every day. I usually do it in big chunks. So about 24 minutes a day for me if you were to divide it. Or if I have a test to grade, divided by 5, I spend about 36 minutes a day. So don't become a teacher if you don't like homework, basically. All right. That's just for this class. Let's not talk about geometry. All right. And that's at home. That's nothing at school. Yeah. All right. Some sophomores didn't watch TV. Can we identify if each statement is true, false, or cannot be determined? Sophomores didn't watch TV that month.
True.
Sure. Some sophomores didn't watch TV that much. True, because there's a 0. If there's a 0 on there, we know at least one person said 0. Okay, the TV box and whiskers graph contains more data than the homework graph. True or false? Can't be determined. We don't know how many people they interviewed for it or surveyed for it. 25% of the sophomores spend between 48 and 60 minutes per night on homework. Mm-hmm. It's also on the paper right in front of you. Shh. Get out. Go. Stand in the hall. You're not disrupting my class anymore. Okay. 25% of the sophomores spend between 48 and 60 minutes per night on homework. So we're looking between 48 and 60. That's 25%. That's true. 15% of the sophomores didn't watch TV that much. False. Okay. In general, these sophomores spend more time watching TV than doing homework. True. The TV data is more varied than the homework data.
No.
So there's more, I would say true. The ratio of sophomores who spend more than 110 minutes per night watching TV to those who spend less is about a 2 to 1. So that's not true. So that's false. So if you're like looking for a 2 to 1, this is 75 and this is 25. That's not a 2 to 1 ratio. It's more like a 3 to 1 ratio. 225 sophomores watch TV. This is false. That's not how many people watch TV. That's how many minutes somebody watched TV. Okay, so that's why this is false. Twice as many sophomores watch TV for more than an hour than do homework for more than an hour. This is true. Because 50% do it more for an hour of TV, where only 25% do more than an hour for homework. Okay, we're going to look at the back. That page that you just did. Okay. So we're going to complete the table using the box and whiskers for Honolulu and Milwaukee. We're going to figure out each of these parts. Okay. So this is average monthly high temperature for Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and Honolulu. Okay, median for Milwaukee is how much? 57. What's the median for Honolulu? It is small. 84.5, good. What's the minimum for Milwaukee? What's the minimum for Honolulu? Oh, wouldn't that be nice? Minimum's 80 degrees. Yeah, for real. Maximum for Milwaukee? 80. Maximum for Honolulu? Lower quartile for Milwaukee. 35, good. Lower quartile for Honolulu. Upper quartile for Milwaukee. Upper quartile for Honolulu. Range. So it says interquartile range, so that just means the part in the box. So what's the range? 73 to 35. How much is that? No, subtracting. What's the difference between 73 and 35? 38 degrees. So it can fluctuate 38 degrees in Milwaukee. And then we're looking for 87 minus 81 in Hawaii. 6 degrees. I wouldn't mind if we only fluctuated 6 degrees here. You know, we go from 80 to 88. That's not too bad. In Milwaukee, we go from 26 to 80 as the high for the day. That's sad. Okay, so I am actually going to stop now. I got through way more than I thought I was going to be able to. And you guys are going to do this box and whisker plot worksheet on the back. Okay? It's got 8 questions. Some of them you have to create your own. Some of them they're asking you to interpret. Okay? That is your homework for this weekend.